forgot to add this little bit in earlier. However, we got to 420 subscribers, so I can finally do this. Hello, Internet. Now, some of you may know that the Audi's been falling apart for a long time. It's all apart, it's all going in the scrap bin, blah, 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 blah. However, the reason that I tried to keep it going for so long is because the engine's actually really sweet. Now, it seems a shame to bin a decent engine. It's got the PD130 Volkswagen engine in it. So I've decided the best thing to do is to keep it and put it in the caddy, which is more work than I imagined. Now you're probably thinking, Adam, why don't you just buy a TDI caddy? Because that would have been easy. And also, with doing it this way, what I know I can do is I can take the engine out, I can clean it, I can do the cam belt, I can do everything, I can change all the fluids, I can check that everything's okay, and then I'm just going to know that I've got a decent engine at the end of it, rather than having to do everything in the car and somebody else is going to have had it, whereas I've had this PD engine for like the past 60,000 miles, so I know how it's been treated. What I did find out the other day is that engines and gearboxes are really heavy and really heavy. What you're about to see is the footage of me taking this out on my own without an engine hoist. It was hard. I am, I think, about 2 bolts away. One mount there with one bolt in, one mount there without a bolt in. You undo the pipes at the back of the engine, comes out easier. So what do we need to make sure the engine out of this is going to work just fine in the caddy? So the first thing we're going to need is obviously the engine. I'm going to change the gearbox to a 5-speed gearbox so it will fit on the standard caddy mounts. I need the ECU, which is going to have to be demobilized. I'm then going to pull the entire wiring loom out of this thing in the hope that we can fit it in the caddy and try and keep as many of the functions as I can. I'm going to try and get the clocks to work from the Audi in the caddy, as I've seen that can be done. So this is the PD130, this is the engine and gearbox. This is the gearbox that comes with it, that's the one that I'm going to be getting rid of in favour of a 5-speed, just because it makes mounting a hell of a lot easier. It was very difficult to get out, however it wasn't as bad as I thought in terms of leakage and things like that. It's actually all pretty sweet still. And this is the one you're used to seeing. As you can see, we've got some serious power under the hood. All of the wiring has now been detached. ECU is out from up here. Now I've just got to try and get the looms through and into the car. God knows how, but we'll figure that out at some point today. Because the access is all obviously up here, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the steering wheel off, take the speedo out, and hopefully get some much better access into all the cables. Never taken a steering wheel off before, so I don't really know how to. It's just going to be fun. So it turns out there are 2 rather chunky Torx head screws in the back of the steering wheel. Mine were on horrendously tight, which is what made me think it wasn't going to come off. Right, out comes the airbag. Now with any luck, this won't blow up in my face. Next to all you need is a spline to go in the middle of the steering wheel. Teeny weeny screws, just Phillips heads. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. I personally didn't have a screwdriver long enough, so just kind of going to break it because the car's going for scrap. Anyway. Oh yum, there's some bloody dust in there. Mmm, skin. Oh, my phone hit me in the head. So many bloody I tell you what, you do not realise how many electrics are in a car until you take one apart. This is ridiculous. Clucks. In hindsight, all I probably really needed to do was undo those clips in there, but we're now going to pull them out through the bonnet. Yeah. Got a 10mm there and a 10mm there. I'm figuring this might just lift up. Wait, there we go. So in hindsight, yes, that is definitely all I had to do. Well, that is a cool way to get your cables in. That's the beauty of cars you don't keep. One side loom out. Audi were nice enough to put a pillow in for me, which is very kind. Right, I've got to get the fuel pump out, but the fuel pump's now under the wall, so I've got to try and rip this baffle off, which I've started doing, to get to the fuel pump, and I've got to dig the floor up so I can get the wiring for the fuel pump. So I've done cut straight through here. What do you reckon the odds are of being able to mash this corner out? I don't think very high. And why would I not take the pole out? I can't be arsed. So this part will only go this far because there's still enough strength in this piece and here not to rip down here, annoyingly. So I'm going to have to do a cut here, I reckon, and then just take out the whole bottom section. Cool. So way back when I made the shell of this wall, you can sort of see the round plate there that covers the fuel pump. Way back when I made the wall in the first place, I thought, cool, it'll be accessible. And then the longer I had the car, the more I realised that it just wasn't going wrong. So I kind of just built over it. Now this should still lift up and come out, but I'm not entirely sure how accessible the fuel pump actually is underneath it, because well, I'm an idiot. Now how the frig do you get the pump off? Shouldn't need those. Is it screw? Looks like it screws. It's got kind of screwy look to it. Wonderful. Fuel pump saved. I think there's actually quite a lot of fuel left in there. I have to drain that out, I reckon. I'm going to be honest, I didn't realise how much effort was going to go into this. But we're here now, so screw it. Might as well carry on. I'm not entirely sure. I need to find out whether or not I actually need to get the Loom out of the dash from behind the dash or not, because that's going to be a real mission to do. Or if I just need the stuff from under the bonnet, so I'm going to find that out. It just saves me having to take the dash out and everything like that. So, cool. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment. This wasn't the most exciting video, but at the moment it's kind of difficult with lockdown, so hopefully it wasn't too bad. Yeah, see you in a bit.